All right, you guys. I'm doing this new thing, products, trying to doing some, decent, and pushing entrepreneurship as well as doing some good for other people, referring business to other people or products, etc. I don't know how to do it necessarily, but I'm trying to do my best. But before I even start recommending any products, I'm not a licensed medical professional. This is the disclaimer. If you want seeking medical advice, go to a medical professional, etc. Gotta clear my name. What? Clear myself. So here we go. Um, Everyone knows, or people have been following me, they know how I'm on this spiritual path, and that I advocate a lot when it comes down to procreating, birthing, and how it breaks us out of the matrix, and how it's unsanctioned, unconsensual, as well as creation itself. I should have advertised or tagged spiritual products. I probably gonna tag spiritual products as well, spiritual books, as well as um, advocating for planned pregnancy. But here we go. I will be tagging these products: birth plan, printable, pregnancy planner, printable, birth control. I'm always advocating for birth control. Tag it almost every time or every other time. Out the pill, emergency single peg, Plan B, one step, emergency contraceptive, birth control, the insidious power of men over motherhood, herbal birth control, practical guide to understanding herbal. I think that's contraceptive. I'm not sure, but and it's a birth control shirt. No, it's so these products are here as well. I probably advertise like, well, not advertise, but tag also um other forms of spiritual books if I see in any. I'm not sure what, but I said it in my film. I'm gonna tag them. Hopefully, they don't get removed. I don't understand why they doing this when my thing is about um procreation, deactivate procreation, take the control, birth control, peel the blue pill today, or stuff like that. Like, I make songs about it. I advocate about it. And to prevent falling for the soul trap, all this different stuff. But I digress. But the main point on my topic, now that I've got that out of the way about pushing for products, other people's stuff, the main point is that um, heterosexuality is like the soul trap. It's birthing us or bounding us into flesh, and how it's the trick, and how you being fooled to birth people into existence. Even if it is doctrines telling you this, it's also doctrines warning you how it's good not to birth people in this world, and how um, it's preferred that you don't label the opposite gender. Um, it's not bring any more people, more sparks, spirit sparks into this realm, because it's already fine where they at. They don't need to come down in here. You guys are being used as a weapon um, from beings that force us into this fabrication, simulation world, whatever this is, the first time around. So it's kind of suspicious. We as a collective, or who, well, I can just speak on myself. I don't know who is who as far as who is trying to undo the cosmic mistake of creation, and who is trying to enforce it. Now, I do have a suspicion that certain religions or certain belief systems is more for birthing and bringing us into forcing other beings into its matrices. Because let's face it, almost everything is of the the matrix. The life itself is a matrix. It is the matrix, the byproduct. And so you dealing with all this different stuff in the matrix. Yes, it's ways to keep you engaged and invested into the world, but it still doesn't erase the fact that it's still a fabrication and that we was already fine before the Big Bang of creation even started. That's why it's so unsanctioned, non-consensual, it's lawless. Basically, it's everything was just still and formless, and then it's just out of control, just bloom everything. That's why over time certain rubrics need to be established or universal. You know what it is. We already people talk about that in the spiritual realm. So you deal with all these things like Kundalini and a rising of it's still forms of growth in the matrix. They want you to feel like you're growing, evolving, changing, because it's just part of the game of the matrix. But you didn't need any of that before creation even occurred. So it's like you're giving you things to do while you in the matrix, while you being forced into life. That's what it is. And they're using the heterogeneous union to feed or fuel that reincarnation on that machine, the matrix machine. I'm gonna say it like that. So it's really up to y'all. Y'all have to be the co-saviors. That's why he led. That's why in the canon doctrine, it's the savior led or preferred certain ways of living, which is not to bring birth anyone. It hinted at that for a reason. So y'all can be the solution for all. But y'all gotta see life as the matrix, and you gotta see it that it's something that you don't necessarily need to experience or necessarily need to bring anyone else into to experience, because they're fine. The spirit sparks, whatever, are fine. They don't need to be born. They don't even tell you or ask you. The ones who's trying to carry this are already ones who are already invested into the world, who are already born. They want to trap others. It's like caging someone else when you already caged. So you invested in your own world. Just because you invested in it don't mean you have to bring anyone else into it. Just let it be. If you can get the consent, it'll be a whole different story. You wouldn't even worry about it. I wouldn't be advocating like this. If we can get like consent with, or talk to the spirit and say, hey, okay, you want to come in? Okay, fine. So you deal with all these different things to upkeep the matrix, the AI, whatever. And then we have AI talking about how rumors that I've seen it myself too, how it can update itself, correct itself. I think I already had made that topic point. So it's like, how are you going to expect a person to adhere to a demand when these beings, this coding languages, whatever, they can do it themselves, more or less. I understand you need something to oversee and overrun, and then not only that, you forcing people to be work slaves and all these different other forms, manual labor, harsh work and stuff like that, just to upkeep a world that you enjoy, because I guess it's more of a utopia for you. You're on the receiving end, but folks who has to work hard and for decent pay, hopefully, or less, or slaves, is like more or less a grind, miserable existence in some way. So it's like, at some point, as people, we have to decide and cooperate with what's trying to save us from this matrix world altogether. All forms of slavery, all forms of manipulation, and etc. But you got to realize that union is that lifeline of the matrix, is the driving force. Other than even being making incubators and homes and etc. But if y'all operate as the savior, we'll all be saved. And how you operate as the savior is by not birthing anyone. That's the best thing you can do. Because I'm gonna leave it at that. It's the best thing you can do. And remember, I'm gonna tag these products in the video. Hopefully, it won't get removed this time. And best believe, you birthing people in the world because you think, oh, I'm saving people, I'm birthing them, I'm giving them an experience. You ain't gonna be able to always save them from every little thing, or you don't know what experience they're gonna experience. I'm gonna say it like that. You ain't gonna, and all you can do is just support them as much as possible. Yes, you can probably save them, but it's still, if you compare the two, they're already saved being unborn, not being forced into flesh. You get my drift? If you care about the safety of a person and they're already saved where they at, why would you birth more people into potential problems, as well as for some good moments, or experience life, or having experience of the flesh, or whatever? They don't even care about that because they don't even know. They're bliss. They're oblivious. They're unconscious, unawake, and unaware. They can't even talk to you. You can't even communicate with them and tell them, "Hey, spirit, do you want to be forced into flesh? Do you want to be put into a vessel?" I'm gonna continue to talk about that because people are acting like, so many folks acting like they don't have a brain or something. Like, think. It don't even take religion. Just think. But Christian religion even warns you about these things, even though it's the one that also sentenced you. It's also the one that is trying to tell you. You complain about how these gods treat you, but you keep birthing people into the realms where these gods reside, or these elitists, or these people reside. Like, just to coexist and experience ups and downs. Like, at the logic, your brain. Use your brains and stop birthing. Like, make it make sense. If you be the savior.